Again, no mines in this sec. Oh, wait, there's a mine. Oh, 2 for 1! All right. Hello, everyone. This is Greyshot 170 bringing you another COH2 replay. This is a, 3v3? Almost said 4v4 there. 3v3 with Salmon, Frederick the Great, Petty, Parkins, Grevin of Fiddler, and Usefulness. Just really pronounceable names all around. But in any case, what it is made a replay to me, and if you want to do so, send it to greyshotproductions@gmail.com. As well, if you want to support the channel, hit that like, subscribe button. Check out my links down below, including Discord access, so you can talk with me. Join me on Twitch Fan Fridays, so that way you can play some Code 2, or check me out in other games. Or if you want to support me further and get some bonuses, my Patreon's down below too. So, you know, give a shout out to all those things. And now, let's get into this 3v3 type game. Certain pioneers rushing forward, most likely trying to stop the Soviets from taking additional territory, keep them pinned. They're not going to be able to do so. The engineers will be just tipping the scale a little too much. He could try to stay there, but again, at least he kept the conscripts back. At least he did that. Double check everyone's rank real quick, even though, again, this is more just playtime than anything else, as this does not matter. Axis, actually, are lower in this time. The Allies have a small lead, so we'll see if that adds up. One of each of the Allied factions with 2 OKW versus Anna Wehrmacht. Well, Volk squads, and looks like we have a small push on left. Echelons are in the location. Certain pioneers trying their best to push these guys out. Volk squads as well grabbing the fuel. So really the Echelons are just trying to delay. And they're going to be unable to. They don't have the DPS, they don't have the defense, and they just can't hold that location. Nice attempt, though, to try to cause havoc. But alas, just not able to. That may be like an infantry section or penals or so, like stronger infantry that could get there, maybe could hold it, but not those. No way. Riflemen, though, are going, it looks like, for the cutoff point, trying to stop the fuel from coming in, although Petty is putting down some defenses. We already have doctrines, Luftwaffe ground forces, so some light defenses and armor, respectively. Armor, god damn it. So heavier infantry, Jesus. We got urban assaults with heavier infantry and rocket artillery. Why did I say light armor? Was there someone else that had light? No, okay, I'm going crazy. Awesome. Volk squads being pushed back by conscripts and MG being brought up to keep everything else back. Again, defenses being placed down more to the benefit of the Germans. Although, good job on the Allies for decapping that and holding. This will be a lot better because they are cutting off the fuel all around. Although, actually, hold on. If this gets captured, will it connect? I don't think it will, and no, it looks like it still won't capture, but at least this point will connect to territory. Although, it looks like the Volk squad's going to recapture that. And again, they can put down a light defense there, fortification of that persists of an AA battery. That could be good. The flak is always a great defensive structure for infantry and light armor. Usefulness, again, also very good. We also have Grevin going. We have a forward base, heavy infantry. Again, we can see some really good units being deployed as long as conscripts being upgraded to their maximum potential with those SVT rifles. Kubel trying to come in there, and it looks like we have already. Again, the Axis can capture the point, the Allies can't, but now the Allies are like, yeah, but you can't use it now. Only we can use the cover that won't capture the point. It's great. Meanwhile, on the far right, the Allies did manage to capture the fuel, so good job there. I'm sorry, the Allies have not been able to capture the fuel. The Germans did. So the Germans are right now getting that fuel, even though the Allies did disconnect that territory, so they didn't get a ton of fuel for the entire time. They do have, they've had like double fuel for a little while now, but not the entirety of the last like 4 or 5 minutes. Mortars over here, most likely to help push back this MG. This Vickers is grabbing the point though, and that will start pushing the VP points against the Axis. Although it looks like it's been predominantly against the Allies for most of the game. MG and conscripts pushing up slowly but surely, backed up with additional guys. They should have enough firepower to slowly drive those Volk squads back. Even with these guys coming on in with the MG, specifically in some really nice cover and not much cover to speak of, and them going in a full frontal engagement, they're just going to be hit by the MG, suppressed, and pushed back. It's not hard to see why. It's just something you will see just because well, good positioning by the Soviets and really good use of terrain. Though, looks like here we do have a flank coming in from Petty. He could knock out this MG and really mess up the Soviet lines. His ally is the American, who unfortunately got pushed back. He does have troops coming on in, but it's going to be too little too late. Support gun coming on in, actually blowing up some of the barbed wire of all things. MG setting up though, and these guys do throw incendiaries. They throw 2. Should do enough damage to annihilate that MG. Volk squads though will be suppressed with engineers coming on in. I don't know if there'll be enough to push back the Volk squads, but with this automatic suppression already, they're going to be pretty damn low. I don't think if they get unsuppressed, they want to keep on fighting. Meanwhile, fighting continues. Grenadiers, Panzer Grenadiers to be specific, by Salmon, who got, hold on. Interesting. Very interesting indeed. I mean, that's pretty good. At least you got that. So, we could start seeing some, Panzerschrecks being equipped to fight off light armor. I don't think the British or anyone has gone light armor. So, maybe not. But at least he has a component for AT if he needs it. Brevin has deployed some weapons of some sort. Oh, I'm sorry. He's also deployed Dushka. So he deployed that back at his base. Yes, he did. So we got the SVT rifles, and he also got a Dushka machine gun. Very, very potent machine gun to hold back Axis forces and cripple light armor. Which, by the way, Kubel, Vet 2, really, really damn nice. Again, always great to see some high-ranking Kubels. Riflemen barely winning the fight, with rear echelons most likely firing some rifle grenades with their upgrade. Very nice to see. They can fire from buildings. And, yeah, they pushed the squad back, recaptured that territory, and also this other territory the Germans grabbed a little bit earlier. Germans put down a medical base here. That is a little close. I would be fairly certain that it will come under fire. I'm fairly certain it'll come under fire from a Calliope rocket barrage, or maybe even howitzer if the American went that. Usefulness, what did you go? You went lieutenant, so I believe it's MG, right? You don't get the... Yeah, it's the MG one. You don't get artillery. That's more of the, that's with the captain. You would get the howitzer. And specifically, the howitzer would be pretty effective. I mean, you figure that if they just keep hitting it with howitzer fire from long range, or even hitting the support gun, it could definitely do something. Flak placement going down right in time to push back that utility car, already at half health. Can another salvo hit it? Nope, just out of range. It's going to pull back. Conscripts going in to take that point. We do have some Volk squad standby. All upgrade with SG-44, so I'll give him credit. Also, nice mine placement. Try to make sure he stays relatively safe with his territory. Meanwhile, let's see. What are the Soviets planning? We have a... It's weird he got Dushka and an MG, but I guess he just won the MG out as soon as possible. And he's like, yeah, I'll get it later. Salmon is definitely getting artillery. Again, we already have the LEFH, but also PAC-43. And with Recon, they should be pretty good to... identify what the allies are bringing in, and maybe take it out with light artillery barrage. You don't have a heavy strike, but that light artillery barrage will hurt fortifications, armor, etc. Not as much as a Suka bomb, but it still will hurt the allies. Allies, on the other hand, have not gone, like, I guess your basic principle, like, heavy artillery piece. They have rocket artillery, which can do a lot of damage, especially versus infantry. And is mobile, which is another plus for it, but they don't have, like, a stationary heavy RD piece, like a B4 to use. Just saying. You gotta believe in the B4. Anyway, Grenadiers and Volk squads might be prepping an assault. Sturms getting some minesweepers, so that way they can detect any mines. Soviets more using those munitions for SVT rifles. Again, I prefer that in this situation because it's long range fare. In this game, you want something more bang for your buck, and while I do like placing mines, I also know this map turns into a fucking rocket fest, so having a unit that fires long range can combat infantry, not bad. Although, it looks like, unfortunately, with the scout car and everything else kind of providing support, the allies are more on the back foot, more so than anything else. MG getting some nice shots on target. Certain Pioneer's not doing bad either. They're at least capturing the point. We do have a big push up here. Volk squad's advancing, throwing a bunch of incendiaries, but the riflemen, backed up by new rangers and riflemen coming on in. The Americans should win this fight. They're going to pull back, and by God, hold on, real quick. I just realized this. Petty has 1, 2, 3 defenses of those flak emplacements. He has a full line of flak, which is fine. It is 60 fuel put down and like 600 plus munitions. Not munitions, manpower. Jesus Christ, munitions. But at least it will hold the line for the foreseeable future against light armor. However, as soon as the Allies start deploying some artillery, we have a mortar on the field, so that will be something. It could be very bad. Now, good job over here with these the infrared half track, which they are changing with the patch. They will be changing that in the foreseeable future. Why? They want to make sure that there's apparently a glitch where the infrared half track, which I've seen multiple times, will literally it'll detect units outside of its range. So nice job with the armored car. That unit's dead. British infantry could try to grab that Vickers back and hopefully retreat before that unit dies. Oh, he's gonna run right into it. I think he might die. It's gonna be close. Panzerfaust maybe. Nope. Grenade being thrown. They're close. They will do a lot of damage to models, and with the armored car helping out, they'll get the 3rd Grenadier. Salmon is down greatly. He has barely an army. Armored car, though, backing on up, sees the Panzerfaust inbound. Wants to get to safety. Now, there is a Verkenwerfer that they could deploy. Where the hell was that? Did it die? I swear I thought I saw a Verkenwerfer over here. Okay, maybe not. I know there was one on the left, for sure. But I swear I thought he would have AT. He doesn't have AT. Get AT. Oh, now he's getting it by 10 minutes. Like a standard hard fast rule. Always get AT by then. The British have it. The Soviets have it. Like, again, and the Americans do not have it. They have bazooka team, but like, just note that it's like a half effort. If you get PTRS rifles or something like that with penals or Panzerschrecks, that's fine. I prefer a long-range AT gun at the 10-minute mark. That's a full AT counter. Infantry, you can kind of run away from and pop shots at. AT gun, it's very difficult to fire shots at it and not be hit by its shell as long as you're firing straight at it. Fallschirmjäger decap the point, but with the American forces and utility car, which, by the way, I would fully expect them to place those mines. The mines on this damn thing is incredibly potent at stopping armor, so I could see them locking down certain choke points like over here, specifically here, and that way if armor comes across, boom, you get hit by a mine and you stop it in its tracks. Let's see, have we got any more doctrines or commanders chosen? Not really. Let's see what, I guess, what the Allies are up to. So we mentioned the American player getting Rangers. He has a good infantry force. He did go captain and lieutenant, so we can see here. I think he's going to be up, he's not up-tucking the armor. He's going to side tech or to make sure he gets a howitzer. He needs the howitzer to counteract the fortifications. Meanwhile, again, we have another deep push by Salmon. Again, he's a little bit more up in the air. He has deployed like mechanized company, but that being said, I can already tell by the fuel, I don't think he's upgraded. He's not. He hasn't gone battle phase 2, so it's gonna be a little while before he gets armor. Frederick, again, he has gone self-panzer headquarters. We saw that a little bit earlier, and he has gotten the upgrade. Fuel-wise, he should be able to get armor in the next, like, 3 minutes. So that might be the first thing we see. Usefulness, again, also went with utility cars. That's a little bit of an armor drain. Sorry, fuel drain to get armor, but... and also getting the captain lieutenant would also do that. Let's see. The British have gone himself platoon command post with the armored car, which has done wonders. So don't expect any heavier armor from him anytime soon. Grevin has gotten actually the 3rd tier Soviet, but has not gone 4th tier yet, although he could. Oh, damn. He's gone airborne with SVTs. Not SVTs, sorry, DPs. 3 DPs to be specific, and he's launching a major assault. Flak gun is trying to stop him in his tracks, but DPs will do some damage. Some nice shots right there and trying to suppress the heavier infantry. Stern Pioneers getting close to do the damage and hopefully keep the point under their control. Support gun up to vet 2. Very nicely done. Trying to push back those conscripts taking the point. So really good job there. Good effort by this player, at least holding onto his territory and constantly contesting this. We've stun grenade going out. Should stop them from firing long enough for the Stern Pioneer squad to get the hell out of there. So we'll see how things progress with that. Again, with it stunned and kind of lacking support, maybe the additional forces can kind of move in and take it out. We do have a push on left. Right now that MG is focusing on these guys, but they didn't focus on the Fallschirmjäger, which has been upgraded, by the way. Bundle grenade going in. Probably won't kill it, but it's going to heavily damage it. Will he escape, though? He will escape, barely with any life left, but he will escape. Rangers were actually pushing, of all things, and actually are they're still firing at these guys from behind, so cover won't work. Well, they're not in cover, but if they were in cover facing these guys, it wouldn't work against two different opponents firing from two separate directions. We do have these emplacement, these positions being knocked out. Looks like it is the mortar actually doing it. 10 kills, nothing to sneeze at. So really good job. At least they knocked out one of them. The second one should go down. I was really expecting a howitzer, but you know what? Mortar doing work up to vet 3. So really good job. As well, I'm surprised Petty didn't get a support gun. We know he's had the medical for a good chunk of time, so a support gun would be a good counter to it. He's also has not made this a forward retreat point, so all of his units are retreating back here. Then have to walk all the way up to here to get some wait here to get medical supplies in order to heal. Finally, before going in. Now we have Fallschirmjägers being deployed. I guess the last ditch effort to kind of hold on to this point. Again, Rangers are right there. They have their Thompsons. Should be a clear, decisive fight. British trying an assault half-track going in pretty far. I think he fired a shot through. Hit it. There's a teller mine here, which again, if the armored car would hit, would almost instantly murder it. Guards troops, though, pushing on in. MG is have to reposition, along with additional conscripts. Half-track, though, did pull back. They need an AT gun of some type to hit it. Alas, I don't think that's really in the cards. I don't see anything by the Allies anywhere close. Good rifle grenade by the Grenadiers. Managed to push that sucker back. And yeah, they've done some good shots. They've gotten some good hits. They managed to push the Allies back from their push, and they might be able to hit mid because all the troops are retreating. There are some reserves left that they can redeploy, but we'll see. There is a Katusha being developed. Parkins is right now upgrading the secondary British base. Usefulness has gotten himself a major. So again, the Allies are, if not currently, but getting it out, they are about to get out armor. The Axis, however, Frederick has still his base units. Shaman has gotten a light artillery barrage down, which is knocking out the Dushka from the building, but again, no armor yet. He is getting a tier 3 base. So again, the armor corps are being developed. So another small push with a lot of Volk squads. Utility car providing some additional support. We could see some Panzerfaust coming, though I don't think they can kill it. Oh, they did kill that unit. MG suppressing them, though. Utility car still providing that nice support. There is something coming down here. It's the Major. I wonder if he called that in while they retreat. If so, good call. Killing at least one squad with artillery barrage and doing a little damage on the fallback. So again, good play there. Definitely risky, but I would say worth it for at least killing the unit. As Petty definitely has a smaller army compared to Usefulness, though Usefulness has been definitely more defensive while Petty's been more aggressive with his assaults, which is funny because he placed all those defenses down. But again, all those fortifications he lost does add up over time, and yeah, his army's not doing all that great. He does have good troops, but he, like I said, he could be doing a little better in terms of I thought he was dominating for a long while, but now we have an AT gun set up, and this is why I'm starting to say in this cascading effect of like, oh shit moments, where this AT gun's now firing long range. If they knock out this, Calliope's now on the field, oh god. If they knock out that Panzer headquarters, he will not get armor. He does not get armor. Do not, and the Allies can keep pressuring him, he might be unable to capture that fuel. Nice attempt with the airstrike by the Soviets. Don't kill the half-track. We do have... Oh, never mind. They're retreating. Let's see. Katusha. Ambulance with that. What are the British bringing out onto the field? A Centaur. Not bad idea. Anti-air unit. Make sure you shoot down enemy planes. Also get against infantry. If they can keep picking off the German infantry that has been dying around them. Like, Shaman has definitely lost a number of units in the sector. So if he can keep up the momentum, that'll be good. Although we actually have a Panzer IV on the field for the Germans. Frederick has once again yet to choose anything, though he very easily could. He could deploy himself a Panther, but I think he's saving up for something. Either the command tank, not a bad choice, to kind of help out against armor, or he'll save up for a King Tiger to fight off armor and infantry alike. Meanwhile, it looks like Petty did manage to retake his side, so good for him. He can kind of keep the focus on trying to hold this position. Again, reinforce point right here, though his Panzer headquarters did die, unfortunately. Artillery's being called in by the Major. Up to Vet 1, not Vet 2, so he won't call an additional artillery just yet. Centaur coming in to push back the Sturms, which immediately retreat. Verkenhofer on standby, he can't push up that much. There is something blocking him, as well as his Kubal's detecting units, so if they try to sneak something, they should be able to see it on the minimap. I know it might be hard to, like, see on the bottom left-hand side of your screen, be like, oh, what's going on? But if you're very focused in this game, you can definitely see stuff on there that maybe you wouldn't see when you're just looking around the battlefield. Now, or like on the big screen. So anyway, we do have a push with the Panzer IV, trying to maybe go for the Katusha or something, but the SVT rifles and AT gun might put an end to that. It depends. No, AT gun does not fire the final shot, and Panzer IV does manage to make it out alive, so very, very lucky with that. Utility car is up in the north. I don't know if he's placing mines or what, but he's over here. Some mines would be great to hold back any Axis push. I know he doesn't likely to get armor anytime soon, especially with headquarters destroyed, but his teammates might try to go in for a flank. Always on this map, or any map in general, where there are a lot of ways to get in this map, I would say so. There are ways you can sneak behind enemy lines, and and specifically on these maps where it's artillery focused, the enemy is more highly likely to have artillery near the front, or like very susceptible to a push. You want to make sure that your pathways are covered with mines, that way they don't just walk in, kill your artillery, and then just walk out. You want to make sure there's something covering it. Utility car backing up. British are over here of all things, so they might be trying a two-way effort to break over here. British have upgraded, so that he is fighting force that you definitely want to worry about, because again, very good infantry. Although his infantry are retreating, maybe he's deciding, nah, I won't help over here, I need to focus on other fronts, or something else is pulling my attention. Conscript's trying to kill that officer. Will they do it? Very, very close, but the officer looks like will survive, barely. Grenades being thrown, not much damage overall. They're throwing they get that from the infiltration grenades for the doctrine of special operations, and it made the conscripts move, but they didn't do all that much. The artillery, though, coming in, pushing back that MG. Katusha. Oh, wait, we have a Stuka opening fire. Again, not that much. All the artillery coming down, and the Allies are still managing to escape. Sherman going on in, using explosive rounds to try to murder that Volk squad. Will they do it? They do! And Petty's down to 4 units on his side that are full combat units, other than support like the Stuka and the Verkenwerfer. Meanwhile, Volk squads are still there. We have some riflemen opening fire with their echelons, and they should be able to do enough DPS. A little bit of fire won't really do all that much. Again, if the enemy stays there, he's walking back into the fire. That's a different story. But if he actually stays in the fight, yeah, it's going to do something, or if it's in a building. But he can just walk through and just now head for your unit, like, again, what units were you trying to protect, the fuel and the victory point, and there's really not much stopping him at all. So, very curious to see what the Axis bring out. He's bringing out Fallschirmjägers. I don't think that's necessarily the best idea. I mean, he's trying to bring out bigger infantry, but that costs more, and if it costs more, you take more casualties. You're definitely going to be feeling it. Now, we do have artillery on the field, brought to you by, where's that? Oh, we have command tank as well. Okay, so we have armor on the field, which is moving pretty damn fast. Holy shit. Oh, yeah, I think, yeah, okay. He does have a small boost in speed. We have artillery on the field by Shaman, who's gotten 7 kills. Kind of just hitting this vicinity. Not a bad idea. That's where a lot of the allies are located and kind of keep coming through. So you're probably a higher likelihood of just hitting a random unit. Usefulness just went cover to cover, so I think he did that, try to get around sort of defenses or other things in this sector. It didn't. I don't think it was necessarily that useful because there's no NGs. But now we're seeing what this Petty's trying to do. He has all his Fallschirmjägers combined. He's upgrading them. He's making them so much of a high damage dealer that I think what he's trying to do is annihilate usefulness's units through just sheer firepower in a small blob. And it did work. Usefulness has lost a number of units, and he's probably going to lose this one too. Even on retreat, I think he'll lose this. Now, unfortunately, in the near future, depending on how you think of this, these Fallschirmjägers will be losing the Panzerfaust. So right now against the utility car, they should be fine. Oh, good kill as well. Damn, a number of bad hits to usefulness, and he's definitely falling back. His Sherman needs to definitely get his men out so he can heal. AT grenade does a little bit of damage. Soviets once again trying to capture mid. Has a lot of munitions, fuel, and manpower, so he's good for anything. I think an S-25 would be really good try to keep back this armor. And now we have a mobile AT. Smoke. Oh, I'm sorry, no, just recon. Recon deploy doesn't go very far, though very close to some Soviet units that are kind of just moving around in that area. Panther going after the Calliope. This is what I'm talking about, those charges. Again, Calliope was very close to the front. Panther's just going on in. In one fall swoop, with Frederick's support, usefulness is just collapsing under this effort. And good job for the Allies. Again, Rangers with bazookas would be good counter to this. Nice Vet 5 Volks, by the way. Have to really commend that. Also, Vet 3 Kubel. Have to always commend that with a support gun. Also, Vet 3. British, though, not just sitting around. They do have minesweepers to detect that teller mine right in front. Looks like they knocked out the pack and maybe some other units in the area. So, with that there, they're going to clear the mines and hopefully continue their advance into German territory as the Germans are currently pushing in the Allied territory. Let me be very clear as well. Useful is getting AT. He does have a number of units still. But with the Fallschirmjäger blob, that's kind of like grouping up or typically go together, that will be an issue for them to fight. He does have an artillery strike that will definitely produce a lot of results. Though that being said, if he just walks out of there, he should still be fine. Never mind, artillery did still hit it. Okay. Was that his own? No, it's okay. I was gonna say that. Wait. Yeah, that was his own artillery. Yep, friendly fire. I was like, that doesn't seem like a major artillery. It seemed like a LFH shot, and it was. Meanwhile, we have Panzer IV in the south fighting a AVRE and a Centaur. Okay. Yeah, they're gonna win that fight, but the problem that they currently have is the fact that, well, that thing's still Churchill, and it's going to be hard to crack. He might go open ice, which might allow them to kill the AVRE if he gets stuck on the ice. We have a Soviet strike coming on in. Oh, it did break some of the ice, but it didn't fall through. Panzer IV and Panther giving chase. Again, no mines in this side. Oh, wait, there's a mine. Oh, 2 for 1! Oh, great job right there. Armored car as well with an AT gun. Well placed and waiting for them to advance. This is a Panther's worst nightmare because S-25 is joining the fight. He just got pinned as well with an engine shot. Again, it's temporary, but the engine's already damaged, so it definitely will add up. They're pushing the Allies back, and I'm sorry, the Axis back. And overall, if they kill that Panther, oh, AVRE takes the shot. Unfortunately, stuns it, but doesn't kill it. Su-85 will do that. Pack and Verkenwerfer trying to come in as a last-ditch effort to save it. Armored car diving in. Although the double Pack and Verkenwerfer combo right there might not be able to... Hold on, we'll see. Engines destroyed. Armored car gets it, but Panzerfaust knocks out the armored car. Worth it. That is 60 fuel for, what, 200 plus fuel? Yeah, 200 fuel, 520 manpower with, what, 3... No, it's 280. So yeah, is it 280 or 300? Damn it, I forget my statistics. 280. Okay, I'm not crazy. So nice job there. They did lose the Centaur, but overall, you kill a Command Panther. That is absolutely a huge blow to the Axis. So again, both sides have gotten some good hits in there. I think maybe moving up the Verkenwerfer and Pack a little sooner would have been better, but really great mine placement right there. Definitely helped it. And again, the British has already upgraded all of his units, so it makes sense to be like, okay, my units are good for the long term. Now let me place down mines, stop flanks, and other things. Okay. Utility car going in. Again, unsure why. Maybe it's just reconning this sector. Panzer headquarters has been developed over here and is trying to hold back any allies' attempts to push through this territory. Though, once again, in a straight shot where an AT gun, Su-85 or something could neutralize it with a Jackson. Stuka opening fire. Katusha, though, hitting the force in mid by Frederick. That being said, Stuka coming in right onto these conscripts, doing quite a bit of damage. And although the conscripts will still take the point, luckily Petty managing to take a number of, well, even though, get a number of units on the field. Really surprised about that. MG taking up some more action. More Katyushas on the field than before. With, again, not a bad idea. This map is predominantly known for being artillery focused, so if you can try to knock out the enemy infantry and capture the points, you'll pretty much be doing very well. Now, the Stern Pioneers are very close to that unit. One shot could do a lot of damage. He is pulling back. Half-track even taking some shots. Conscripts grabbing on grabbing that point. And again, the VP points very close. Both sides are making sure that the VP doesn't fall too out of line with each other. More artillery coming down, again, hitting a lot of these positions. But luckily, the support gun and a lot of these units are still in good health for the most part. Pack 43 has been developed in case they charge. Decent positioning, again, and definitely will help over here against any target. Plus, the brush will protect it from direct infantry fire, unless they throw a grenade overhead, which we'll see. All right, Fallschirmjäger's coming over to stop the Rangers, which have taken over the left VP. Again, keeping their range. Rangers realize, yeah, I'm not going to deal with this. I'm going to pull out. Not a bad idea. Fallschirmjäger's, I'm assuming, trying to block their retreat. Not a bad idea. Or that, or at least try to chase them down and kill them. Although Rangers are like, yeah, you might kill one or two of us. We're going to get out. Another Fallschirmjäger appears. Oh, God. All right. And, yeah, the biggest issue right now is for this American player to deal with this. Utility car backing on up. Did they place mines over here? What were they doing? I don't know what he keeps doing with this recon. Oh, close range Calliope. That's a bit slow. Wait, unless he knows he's firing right there. Oh, dude, good use. Oh, great hit. He's going to retreat now into it. Oh, my God. Fantastic foresight by the Calliope. Calliope's like, I know where they're going. I will make them rue the day they decide to cross that creek. All right. Let's see. German forces. By the way, with this officer, you can call down our close-range artillery and hit a specific position. Centaur looks like, unfortunately, met the Pack 43. Didn't do so well. We have an AVRE moving on in. Out of range, we'll probably do quite a bit. I would say that's quite a bit. Sturm officer's like, hey, you talk about me, right? That means I'm gonna. It's like a bridge in TFS. It's like they mentioned at the beginning of the video, and usually the person dies. RIP Team 4-star Dragon Ball Z abridge. Rest in peace, and well, thanks for all the laughs. But I can't wait to see more content out of you guys, because you guys are fantastic. Anyway, artillery. Real quick on that, actually, fun fact. For a long, actually, still, it's not something I've ever quit. I've always worked on like little by little. But if I ever were to do an abridged show, that like how they have done it is giving me inspiration on how I would do it. That's what's something I would always love. It's one of those things, would be making an abridged show. Would always love to make one. Oh, great kill with the Stuka. I guess that Stuka's like, I would love to kill a Katusha. You can knock that one off your list. Katusha, though, returning fire. Might try to knock you out. Where's that Stuka? Back here. Oh, wait, no. Actually hitting all these units that are bunched up. So, not sure why it's all there. There is 2 artillery pieces in the back. Unfortunately, the allies don't exactly have a direct strike. Big, again, something like... You always need a direct strike, aka artillery or a plane that comes in, does a lot of damage to a specific area. Puma going in, I'm assuming trying to kill additional Katushas, but though it got murdered, they might be able to kill this half-track, though it will suppress this infantry. And the DP guys are coming in from behind with conscripts, so yeah, you're pretty much gone. Oh, grenade does a number on them, quite a bit of damage, and actually with the DP should be able to kill that Panzer Grenadier squad. Vet 3, oh come, is he really not gonna? Oh wow, I'm really surprised that unit lived. The lieutenant's like, no, that's bullshit. He should have died. Volk squad's trying to hold on to mid. Again, a lot of vetted troops. We still have that even a vetted goddamn Kubel still alive over here. All right, why not? All right, Volk squad's trying to hold on with additional Volk squads coming on in. Recon overhead. Axis have a lot of recon. I'll give them that. They have a good chunk of recon, which is helping out their artillery strikes. S-285 did more against re-echelons than the DPs. Oh, good grenade. Gets a decent shot in, although infiltration grenades being thrown. Does quite a bit to the guards, but I can definitely say those Volk squads not live to see another day. Oh, God. More Calliope fire coming on. How many Calliopes does this guy have? 2? There's only 2? He has 2. Which now under fire from the artillery, you need to pull on back before they die. Oh, damn. They are very low on health. And the Fallschirmjägers are coming in from the south. Oh, super, super low. Now, remember, they can't decrew. They need a... specifically, what they need is a re-echelon or someone else to come by and heal them. The British have also pushed on in, launched fire, and AVRE gets a good strike while I was busy somewhere else. So really good job there. Bunker was placed try to stop infantry. Didn't stop them from burning it alive, burning the crew, and then just firing a high explosive round right into it. Which, by the way, hypothetically speaking, if you have I could be wrong. If you had an AT gun and then next to it you had all the shells, wouldn't blowing up the shells literally ignite the whole thing? I feel like that's. I feel like, again, you would, especially in this game, there should have this, and you'd have like a little trail, and then like back here, you would have like all the rounds that you would have to place, so that way it blows up. It would be like, whew, at least it didn't hit the AT gun. I don't know, that's in my head. It's like, yeah, sure, we keep it about 50 feet back, because one of those explodes, we're all dead. But anyway. Enough of, oh god, is that Sniper, am I thinking about that because of Sniper Elite 3? I think I was thinking about because of Sniper Elite 3. There would be like the rounds you would target next to the like anti-air guns and the artillery pieces on the map that would just blow everything to Kingdom Come. And that's still a game I need to beat, Sniper Elite 4. Anyway, moving on. Jackson, again, good counter to hold back the King all over Kenworth. Good thing to hold that back. Artillery, though, coming on in. Volkswagen's barely make it out alive. If they have additional infantry, they do. Again, bazooka teams would be very, very good with Rangers to keep hold this thing back. But this is a very strong tank against everything the Allies have. Again, as long as Jackson keeps range, it just keeps hammer. It can hammer that King Tiger all day long. The big problem is the Fallschirmjägers. They did kill one of them from the 4 down to 3, but they still have a decent amount of men. Stuka is opening fire, hitting mid. Again, that would be Petty Stuka. We also have the other Stuka on the field. Oh my god, that conscript was barely alive. Holy crap. Frederick has his Stuka, although only at that 1 right now. That infantry's coming around the side. Met the Rangers. Rangers his best shot at killing him. Grenade being thrown right on target. Doesn't do a ton, but does bring down 1 to about a third of health. We have Sherman there. He could run them over. The bulldozer on the front allows it to run the target over. He does have armor piercing shots on, so it won't do much against the infantry, but I think he has that on for the King. And again, note, if he chases that down, the King could also open fire and neutralize that. Again, really great targeting with the Calliope against the infantry. Really good job pushing that back. Also, the British are advancing in this sector. We have British infantry and the AVRE against the Stug and Panzer Grenadiers. Great shot! Kills, push back the Panzer Grenadiers, kills the Stug. Grenadiers pushing on in, but the British infantry, those suppressed, should be able to keep that sucker back because it's in negative cover. Hell, if they throw a grenade, they might be able to explode the mine. Yeah, I think pulling back is the best option. By the way, the British, which I haven't really talked about this game, has a Firefly, tons of AT, has 3 AT guns. There's nothing that the Allies, or sorry, the Axis could send armor-wise that would break them. They need to break it with artillery or infantry. He's good versus any sort of armor, unless he gets lucky. And picks it off 1 by 1 with infantry first and then pushes on in. We have Calliope fire coming on in this sector, which is, again, why I don't recommend a medical on this map. Kubel. Oh no, Kubel, where are you? Vet 4. He has it in front. Like, take the shot. It's like that Rick and Morty image with, like, Rick holding Morty out. Being like, you deal with it. Meanwhile, the artillery fire is just smashing a lot of the infantry, bringing it down to very low health. I don't know if a lot of these things will live, honestly. But they're somehow managing. Firefly as well coming on in. Looks like the Stug managed to knock out the AVRE, which sucks. Unfortunately, though, for Parkins, he does have enough to bring it out. Although Firefly should kill the Stug. Again, maybe bringing up the AT, one of the AT guns would have been beneficial to really help out in the front, as many of them are in the back. At least 1 up would have helped kill the Stug a lot quicker and maybe save the AVRE on the retreat. Meanwhile, Centaur's just cleaning up the infantry. We do have a small push on left. King Tiger, though, looks like, unfortunately, while it did kill the American infantry, it did get pinned by the AT gun. The AT grenade. Jackson now using range to just keep hitting it slowly but surely. Calliope, once again, coming down exactly, he knows where it's going. This thing is barely alive, down to 1 health and 1 man. Jesus, it is super, super low. Does manage to get out of there with, and up to Vet 5. Jackson, though, was hit and it engine is damaged, but no way you want to send that King. I get you want to maybe... Oh my god, he got out and realized, oh shit, there's a lot of stuff. That could be bad. Bulldozer needs to become operational very quickly to deal with that Fallschirmjäger blob. We have a... Oh, AVRE strike coming on in. Centaur was neutralized. The Command Panther's over there. And I don't know what the anti-armor strafe hit. But the anti-infantry strafe did knock out quite a bit. And the plane crashed into the base. Luckily, no infantry there, so that's good. Holy crap. Meanwhile, Fallschirmjäger still continuing to push, being annihilated and eaten alive so deep in enemy territory. One Fallschirmjäger continues to advance, although being hit by artillery. It's one of those things where it's like, do you really want to stay there, man? Do you really want to stay there? You know what he probably called in? Yeah, okay, there's the strike. I wonder, like, where's that strafing run coming from? It's like, oh, right, the guards can deploy it. Soviets, not a lot of infantry on the front. Again, the artillery is definitely doing a number, but same thing with Salmon. Salmon's definitely losing a number of his forces. Although I would say give the benefit to, right now, Petty. Petty has done a really good job at counterattacking, though he did lose a number of his men in that push. He's at least pushed usefulness back and inflicted heavy casualties on it. So that's good. He did kill the Jackson as well. Also good. So that is a positive. He probably wants to just have the bulldozer focus entirely on killing it as well. Great Katusha hit. Again, oh, great kill on the Stuka. Again, Stuka, until you get Med 3, has more limited range, so you definitely want to worry about that. Although, again, these artillery pieces, I'm assuming, are, yeah, counter barrage, so you want to move that Katusha out immediately after firing. I don't know why. Command Panther charging. Probably not the best idea. Luckily, Sedan drops some smoke, so he's able to realize the situation and get the hell out of there. Meanwhile, Fallschirmjäger gets a nice hit on target. Managing to pin the armor. Again, throw a grenade on the MG, which will probably do a lot of damage. Yeah, it does. Again, very close knit. You're definitely going to kill a lot of models and bring its health down by a good chunk. Meanwhile, again, even though the Allies are down, they are slowly pushing back some of the Axis forces and trying to go in for this VP. Still very close. They're all within, like, under 5 VP of each other right now, so that's really damn impressive. But the Axis have spent a lot of their resources at trying to counterattack and to advance against the Allies. I think the Allies will probably take this opportunity to just spread out slightly and recapture their territory. Panzergrenadiers, though, unfortunately, are pushing on in. I don't see much to stop them. Again, only AT gun defenses over here, no MG, which is a big uh-oh. You always want something to kind of hold the line. Let's see. Aviary and Firefly, though, moving on in, though I think the target should be this. Although maybe that's what the British infantry are coming in for, but they're a little ways out. We have an MG over here, MG42 to be specific. And yeah, they'll try to, oh, they're not capturing territory. The pack gun, I guess, will. They'll slowly move up the MG. Great shot by the Aviary, knocks out the Pack 43 again. Unfortunately, the Jagdpanzer is giving chase, but there's a lot of artillery. We have a fire coming down now on all this. Oh god, will it kill the infantry on the retreat? Oh, it does! It does! Oh, Sedan, don't make it out alive. Buildings destroyed. Jagdpanzer's barely able to keep going. S-25 going to go for that kill. Does manage to get the kill shot. Command Panther's now trying to get the hell out of there. Vet 5 Kubel, though. Oh my god, there's a ray of light. Holy shit. God is emanating from this Kubel saying they will win this game. That's what I'm seeing right now. I have no fucking clue what is going on, but it looks like they're bowing to the Kubel. Okay, never mind. I think they're doing something else. Oh, that is disgusting. You should be ashamed of yourselves. God damn it. Oh my god. Alrighty then. That was a thing. Allies trying to take out that Pack 43 again. Again, Molotov would be great to do it, but he doesn't have the Molotov upgrade. Also, Brevin has lost a number of units in these pushes. He doesn't have a huge front line base. He's lost his S-285, I'm assuming to the Pack, maybe. Did the Pack kill it? Yeah, the Pack killed it, didn't it? No, killed infantry, never mind. Did not kill armor, so something else did. Vet 5 Kubel. Please don't lose it. Come on. I mean, I don't know what you would do with a Vet 5 Kubel in 5 minutes into the game. I mean, it will cause suppression, so that's cool. But, yeah. Meanwhile, again, we have Petty pushing on in on the right. God damn it. Anyway, I can't stop thinking about that fucking Kubel on the team. I can't. My mind has just gone to hell. Nice job killing ET gun. King Tiger is still wounded. They could move in. They do need to quickly, again, just hit T. Hit T on your men and it'll instantly get out to, you know, repair. Both squads killing the caches. Again, nice job on the Axis pushing on in, decapping a lot of these regions. Rangers trying to go in and push back the mortar, but it's so low on health the King Tiger might kill it. Gonna retreat. King Tiger very close to killing it. I think the Fallschirmjägers will. Come on. Come on. King Tiger gets a nice shot, kills him. Meanwhile, Panzergrenadiers pushing on in and killing another cache. AVRA gets a good hit on the Panzergrenadiers though, and the British infantry are going to shred them. The British did stop them from, they still have a lot of stuff over here. They managed to kill the AET gun before the Panzergrenadiers pulled back. So at least that's positive. That's one less thing the British have at their disposal. The Soviets slowly bringing out more infantry to try to counteract a lot of the heavier infantry the Axis have. They're really trying to kill that Fallschirmjäger squad. It does not care. It's staying there, and I think it will die because it's decided to stay. He only has 2 squads left. Meanwhile, they're continuing to push over here, but there's a lot of artillery fire coming down. They have actually stolen an American AT gun of all things, although Rangers will quickly put an end to that if they stay in that vicinity. We have airstrikes coming in by the Fallschirmjäger strike, which is anti-infantry and anti-armor, respectively. Artillery as well coming on the Calliopes. Again, if you fire from a position and the enemy has an artillery piece that counters any sort of artillery, then yeah, they're all good strafe by the Fallschirmjäger strike. And you kill, essentially, the bulldozer, or the Sherman's crew, so you gotta need a rear echelon for that. But yeah, usefulness is really far down, and the artillery is even hitting this. Even though targeting this, the scatter effect is actually even hurting that. Usefulness is now actually as the largest army. Oh no, Parkin still has a decent sized army, but if this Churchill dies, it will definitely change. So, will he fire? No, but they will kill the cache with the Kenwerfer, so good job on that. Alright, Allies definitely taking a beating. Axis, though, let's see, average population, although Frederick is quite low, he definitely lost quite a bit of armored infantry during those pushes and whatnot. I mean, the average is probably in the 50s. The Allies are probably slightly lower than that, probably in the... Oh no, they're actually also in the 50s. Okay. Oh, they're getting Su-85. They've gotten some, well, they're putting down additional caches. They're not doing too bad overall. Again, right now, again, really good job, Petty. Just keep pressing that weak link. The British have done a good job holding and also pressing, I would say, the weaker link here. Mostly because a lot of his forces have gone into our artillery pieces kind of further in the back, which have done a lot of damage. Well, okay, that's 11 kills, 24. I'm assuming a lot of armored vehicles have been destroyed. Not really for that one. Friendly fire for that one. So it's... this one's done quite a bit. So, good job there. Allies are, though, regrouping. They're going to try to go for mid. Although, once again, VP points very low on both... like, again, very low on both sides. It's not like a clear-cut victory. Anyway, Katusha opening fire on the MG. AVRE shot misses the Panzergrenadiers, though does some damage. Kubel still on the field. Again, more artillery fire. Shots, again, push back the half-track with that last salvo. Fallschirmjäger's going on in. But again, artillery's hitting him. And yet they do kill one squad of Fallschirmjägers, which he is down to 1. Remember he had 4? Yeah, that mighty blob has slowly been picked apart. Meanwhile, Su-85 and Jackson pushing back the King. For coming in to support. Meanwhile, we have a random unit over here. No fucking clue why it's there. Utility car did die from a mine, it looks like. Though, I'm assuming that's one of the mines it laid down. So there is something. Maybe it'll come into play, who knows. Calliopes, again, he got himself a new one, which is why he's firing so quickly. And right now they're trying to fight for mid, though the Axis are giving it hell. Specifically that half-track, which is up to Vet 5. Make sure you keep that thing alive at all costs. AVRE, though, coming on in. That Kenwerfer is screwed if he doesn't retreat. And he's screwed. Alright. AT gun has been destroyed. Pack 43 is being set up to hold back that armor. AVRE pulling back in the meantime. Oh no, pull back further, man. Pull back further! He has smoke coming down with repairs in sight. And again, that should block his view and allow it to be totally fine. Yeah, that was an issue. British infantry, though, going in for that point to decap. Meanwhile, Rangers going in for the fuel to decap that away from the Axis. And although a lot of them have, it's funny, like Shaman has good fuel reserve, Frederick does not, though he did just deploy a command Panther, so we'll see how that goes. Hopefully he doesn't die of it again, because that's where it usually goes to shit for him. Pack 43 opening fire. Is he direct firing? Is he using target? Yeah, he's trying to fire directly on that AVRE, but its smoke is stopping its vision. Allies managing to take over mid. They do need to take over this point to connect that fuel on the left. Plane crashes almost on the Volk squads. Jesus Christ. Well, no ice there is preventing the Panther from running across, but the Firefly is still using its range to hit it, though Panther gets it. What the hell is with that crew? The pack gun is in the ice. Okay, there we go. I was going to say, that was freaking weird. It was both in and outside the water. Oh, Kotu, I miss it when you're glitchy. It's so nice when you are. Anyway, artillery is opening fire against, again, their Calliopes, trying to kill it. Managing to barely escape with an inch of life left. Again, they're going to need to repair it. Usefulness is pretty much... Oh, great shot with that artillery piece. Unfortunately, it can only be Vet 3. It isn't an OKW one where it's Vet 5. But still, pretty damn impressive to get up to Vet 3 and keep it alive. And also, good use of it for getting up to Vet 3 and being useful. I know a lot of players who, like, oh, artillery's easy, and then you have a player that has barely any kills or anything on it because he just can't use it to save his life. So, at least that's not the case here. Petty still has his king, though, and he still has a good chunk of infantry that are coming on up a lot, or at least a lot of different branches of it. The mortar, the AT, the Fallschirmjäger, stuff like that. He is definitely down, but he doesn't have to call in more. Plus, with that, he would be near pop cap, so if he does call in more infantry or gets armor, respectively. King Tiger is advancing. Su-85, though, is lying in wait. Rangers going in for that Fallschirmjäger squad. Canonifer, though, is also waiting, so they can do a lot of damage very quickly against Su-85. He doesn't have enough for a strike. Jackson, though, and everything opening fire. Double Jackson. I believe, yeah, double Jackson and Su-85. King is overextended by a good margin. Luckily, some good lucky bounces keep it in the fight, and its health pretty high. Oh, nope. Too much AT. Double Su-85. They lost one, but they killed the King. And Petty will probably save up for another King, I assume. I don't know why he tried to fight that battle. He was obviously losing. Unfortunately, it looks like that tank died while trying to go for the Pack 43. That sucks for the Brits. Firefly going on in. Not sure why. AVRE. Oh, boy. He's probably going to get another one. He's had good luck with it, so I would assume he would get another one. King Tiger equals waste. King Tiger is a waste when you charge it against 4 tank destroyers. All hit is bull fucking shit. I saw 3 bounces off that against 4 tank destroyers. Oh, Petty, don't complain, Petty. Don't be petty, Petty. Do not be petty. Oh, that's so fucking stupid. Guys, I don't understand. My big heavy tank could not bounce all the shells from those tank destroyers. It's bullshit. Absolutely. I mean, it was only like 12 anti-tank rounds fired at it, and it only deflected 4 or 5 of them. I mean, come on, guys. Come on, man. Come on. Even like 4 bounces, I'm like, cool. You engaged. You pressed. You definitely risked it for the biscuit, and guess what? Did not go through very well for you. Meanwhile, it looks like the British Soviet charge in mid is doing pretty damn well. AVRE as well, again assisting. Anti-tank gun needs recruit, but overall the Allies are definitely advancing. Panther coming in to save the day, and unfortunately it's about to be met by a bunch of DPs, which will do damage against armor, along with Su-85. So I have no idea what the fuck it's doing, but it's like, I'll help. Sure, man. Pack gun is going to be knocked out by an AT grenade. Again, we have strafe coming in as well. I think it's a strafe. Hold on. No, fire's coming in to kill it. It's backing into the fire. That's where you make... Oh my god, it's so close to dying. It's not even funny. Alright, meanwhile, we have these guys over here. Nice big old blob. We've seen a lot of good Calliope plays. Fortunately, it looks like that one's a little too early. It probably would have gotten him if it was another, like, second. But alas, it did not. It did not. And also, he's got a ton of Fallschirmjäger, so fuck armor. He's just going with infantry, which Might be a strategy of trying to capture locations. By the way, once again, 210 to 211. Allies currently winning. Oh boy, it is neck and neck in this fight. But, yeah, pack guns capturing the point and realize, I think it's raining Calliopes today, so I'm going to move off the point. Fallschirmjäger's advancing. Again, this is where a Sherman would really come in handy. Is that Sherman still? You still have the Sherman here! It's still alive! That poor Sherman. It's like, may I please have a rear echelon? I'm still good. I'm still worthy. I can still fight. Oh my god. Anyway, Rangers push back Fallschirmjägers because Doi, they have Thompsons and a very strong close range. AVRE stops that unit from capturing the point. Once again, really good at stopping that capture. I'm surprised, of all things, you haven't moved the Kubel. I mean, look, as much as I love a Vet 5 Kubel, I think maybe going in for the capture and then pulling out once the enemy realizes, like, oh, it's being decapped, might be, you know, beneficial for it. But anyway, Rangers, MG, and all sorts of stuff, slowly capturing that. There's some Axis forces here. There's some coming on up. Without the Fallschirmjägers, I think overall the Allies are going to hold this territory pretty soundly. They just don't have the damage to really do much. Although, again, good 3-star mortar. It's just not going to do as much against all those guards with DPs. It's not. Meanwhile, Panther going in for the deep dive. But alas, I don't think it's going to do well. We have the sniper here, which can put some rounds into it with an AT grenade that can be fired. Jackson coming on in as well. Again, looks like a little slow for the AT grenade. Again, if it kills anything, they could have stopped it very easily. They're going in for the Calliope, but alas, Jackson's rapidly maneuvering along with the second Jackson. And Su-85, all fire at once and kill it. Again, I think your artillery is doing enough. You don't need to do these dives. It's a waste. Like, maybe the idea is pull back the tank destroyers. If so, congrats. But you don't need the dive. You really don't. Grevin still has his Katusha. Yeah, he still has his Vet 3 Katusha. I know we lost one to, like, artillery, but that's also what's been doing it. Salmon's artillery has been on point at hammering the artillery in the back. You don't need to send your Panthers in for a dive. Just let the artillery do its work. Nice shot, by the way, with the Jackson. Knocked out the Jagdpanzer. Command Panther pulling on back. Large infantry force. More Fallschirmjägers coming on in. Jesus Christ, these things are a bitch to deal with. And they have been pushing back the Rangers for the most part. So, at least overall. He has deployed a number. I will be curious to see how many Rangers compared to the Fallschirmjäger. Oh my god. Please. 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 Oh my god. So freaking close. It does a little damage, but that could have been amazing. Slowly advancing, and then has an MG. Wait, is that 50 cal? He has 50 cal. Of course he has 50 cal. All sorts of stuff. Immediately pulling on back. At least he's learned. But there will be a point where it's like you could also use recon and then use your artillery to target it. I mean, you don't need to just have a counter barrage as well. Pack 43 setup knocks out the AVRE, and the Centaur has been decrewed, so the British are pretty much down in terms of their armor, though they could easily get more. Not a lot, but they could get more to help out on the front. Meanwhile, Rangers are trying to hold this position. Come on, guards troops. They're holding that. MG's over here to suppress. Not much, and half-track's over there to suppress as well. We have an airstrike coming on in. The anti-armor strafe coming out of the angle. This could be big. Up here it comes. Very, very close. Fires coming down the Pack 43 will burn it to death. Almost guaranteed. Yep, there it goes. And the armor by Frederick needs to heal, organize, and, well, just not engage anything for right now, because otherwise it would be fucked. Now, unfortunately, middle's still decapped, and, but again, very close on victory points all around. The sniper as well, getting a couple shots off, but again, a little bit risky for a sniper to deploy it. It is a lot of manpower, and you need to keep it alive. And you have lost a number of units because you haven't reacted very quickly. But we'll see. Maybe he'll be able to keep this thing alive, and he'll slowly help whittle down the Axis. Meanwhile, we have Petty over here being, well, pushed back by, I'm assuming, Calliope fire. which once again will call in more more artillery fire. This Calliope, hold on. Event 3 gets what exactly? Improved rate of fire, rate and range, and what else? Mobility and rate of fire. Okay, almost done with the STG-44 upgrades because of the Special Operations Doctrine. Take the point, push back the sniper, Rangers coming on and deal damage. We do have something coming on in. It's air. Okay, it's the British artillery. It's infiltration grenades not working. Nice artillery hit from the British. And we have a Panther that might dive again, which if it does would be the stupidest thing on earth. Although it is backed by a PaK-43. In this case, it's fine. It's on the front still. Looks like the Panther will make it out along with the Su-85, so that could have been very bad. Overall, army-wise, the Axis are in the 60s. Allies are currently in the 60s. Probably a low 70s, honestly, though. The British is probably the worst player here in terms of keeping his stuff alive, which is weird. Because I figured that would go to usefulness, but if you look at it, he's actually, for the most part, doing well. He has gone to Sherman. Thank Christ it has been picked up. Oh, God. Where are they hitting? Oh, they're hitting the medical base, but there's nothing there. They'll do damage, but I don't know. Oh, my God. Paratroopers. I'm sorry, paratroopers. Technically, it's a airborne unit, but anyway. Luckily. Oh, he has some with Thompsons now. He's like, I'll get close range units. Fuck your Rangers. My Guards troops will do better. And they'll do quite a bit. Don't get me wrong. It is pretty damn effective for close range. And meanwhile, they are still advancing. They're definitely pushing the Axis back. If they can kill the PaK-43, that'll be big to bring up armor support. Looks like they're going to try that. Kubo rushing on in, of all things. PaK-43 has been destroyed by the Katyusha. Really good job, again. Also, again, might want to pull back this so you don't get hit by an artillery round. And also, a plan might be to push armor this way. There's only a stationary bunker here. You could hit it from the flank and get around this MG. And again, you could use a tank to do that. And that way it pulls the armor this way. Maybe you can fire across the channel or like the little creek edge. The big thing, though, is Petty controlling his territory. That's a lot of resources currently going to the Axis rather than the Allies, which is the big issue. Allies doing well with VPs. They brought it down once again to neck and neck with the VP points. But the problem right now is, well, to be very honest, resources absolutely help win games. And especially in a game where literally every piece of fuel munitions you can get for your team will absolutely help. Now, Calliope doing quite a bit, hurting that manpower, that really can't change except for army size. But every little bit will help, and the extra munitions will definitely help against instead of the Allies who will call in more strikes and whatnot. Also, they've gotten mortar pits, which is absolutely the wrong thing to build. I don't know why the hell you built this, because essentially, that artillery that's been hitting you the entire freaking game is going to... What? Oh, right. Keep hitting the positions with artillery. Now, if you're doing that as a distraction for the Calliopes and the Katyusha, I could see that being a thing. If Parkin's like, F it, just build a bunch of mortar pits, that way it can, like, keep the artillery focused on them rather than our more fragile or mobile artillery pieces. I could kind of see that. That is something you could do, but it's also wasting manpower that I think would absolutely be better used for other purposes. Such as maybe getting more infantry, especially with the push coming in the south. Looks like he has hold fire on to kind of now reveal himself, as well as the Panthers are coming in from the south. Wait, S-25 could get nice. Oh, bounces. Oh my god, you are over the fucking ice. You are so lucky you didn't fall through. Going for the Katyusha, does get the kill, but the problem is he will die, and that is not worth. I mean, it is a Vet 3 Katyusha, but Frederick does not have enough to get another Panther, so I would say that is not worth it right now. Yeah, so that's that die was not worth it. Unless because also Grievin could get another Katyusha right now. He absolutely could. He has plenty of fuel for that. Frederick does not. Frederick also does not really have the manpower for that. Very closer than the fuel, but still. They have flak defenses going out. They're trying to hold mid. I guess the idea is stop the artillery fire from coming on in. We'll see how effective that is. Infantry is being pushed back. Again, usefulness needs to push through here and take that territory back. Luckily, this guy said, fuck it, don't get any armor, which is hilarious because he has 700 fuel, and armor would be good because you can actually press them against this angle and kill their stuff. It wouldn't be a dive, it's the front. which is hilarious because they keep diving this way. And I would say it's a dive here because it's literally on the front. You're going across literally territory that would be very, very bad for you. Now, the British do need to reinforce this area. I will absolutely admit that, but we'll see if they actually do that. Again, the flak emplacements and also the half-track will hold back the infantry. Good bundle grenade. I'll give them that. And the half-track manages to get the kill. Half-track or the flak emplacement, one of the two. Maybe the flak emplacement more so. Also, this will actually kill any armor that comes across. But as you saw, the Calliope just make quick work of it, so... Su-85 trying to fire long range. Pack 43, though, getting a nice shot on the Su-85. Command Panther charging once again, but there's so many goddamn tank destroyers, they need to back the fuck up before it meets the wrong end of all those Su-85s and Jacksons and Fireflies that are still in the region. Again, getting another Stuka. I guess the idea is more artillery to break up the allies. Again, there's still a fuck ton of stuff here. Calliope, is this on explosive rounds? It is, so we could definitely go after all this. Calliope is, like, in a perfect example. Like, he sees it. I don't know why he isn't wasn't firing at before. I guess he was waiting for the infantry. He will probably back up in time. He will, and the Sherman will take the brunt. Mass Panzerfaust is definitely in the cards, plus an airstrike. Again, the biggest issue is usefulness, not closing this front. A lot of Panzerfausting going into play. Again, we have a long-range affair against all these Fallschirmjägers. If he gets some kills on here, smoke going down of all things by the Sherman. I guess the idea would be to stop the pack or the Verkenwerfer from firing. Bundle grenade could have been great. Unfortunately, does only a little bit of health damage. Overall, the Axis are winning this. Let me be very clear on it. The Axis are pushing back the Allies. But also, if the Allies were to make a consistent push over here, that might change things. Like, they just need to retake this area. And again, because he's solely focusing on infantry, usefulness should be able to do that. It's one of those things where I'm just dumbfounded at the fact he's not been able to push back. Also, we have special operations in place, so I'm assuming what they might do is have Frederick be like, hey, here are the targets, and then Simon's like, okay, and have the artillery open fire on all these things repairing back at their base. Meanwhile, Calliope's opening fire, killing the officer, pretty much, right? I will kill, no, the officer will survive. I don't know how the fuck it did, but it absolutely did. He may even manage to dodge those shots in mid. No, wait, we have more artillery coming down. And an airstrike coming in. They're trying to kill that half-track. Again, the Major could deploy recon if he had a Major. Sniper and stuff like that broke the bunker. There's some Panthers and Pack 43s over here stopping a push. There's a Firefly in the back that could, you know, fire long range. Pack 40 is repositioning, so they could move that up, and then if they get close, a T-grenade the damn thing. But yeah, it's usefulness. I'm shocked usefulness hasn't been better in this game, because he has counteracted the Fallschirmjägers and has pushed that guy down numerous times. He just doesn't give a shit that his front's literally open. There's a Verkenwerfer literally in the middle of their. It's not even it, like it's the line that go to the front, and it's currently being hit. It's essentially like the Germans being like, yeah, we can resupply Tunisia and have a front there. That way we keep the Allies away from Italy. And then they're like, oh wait, we can't keep hold of the Mediterranean, and all of our planes and stuff are being shot down. It's not working at all. Meanwhile, we have the Stuke pushing on in against the Firefly. He had a nice shot with the Jackson. Now we're starting to get to the point where Sama and stuff like that might lose a unit, but it doesn't matter. They can just pump out another one. Frederick's not doing too bad. Petty as well has a lot of men. A lot of fuel, and even with all the manpower he had to waste to like reinforce, he can still reinforce. So he's not doing too bad. Usefulness, on the other hand, has a decent sized army on paper. It's just not good enough to deal with that blob unless he focuses it prematurely. He did that very well in the beginning, but now he's not doing so much. Why would you hit one squad? I mean, good, you killed it. Awesome. Congrats. But like, there's a bigger fish to fry coming around the freaking corner that you need to focus on. And these guard troops can't keep dealing with it. He's getting more of them, which is fine. But by God, there's been a lot of these things. Now, again, hopefully a Calliope sees this shit and opens. Oh, they're pulling back. Katusha, I guess, was opening fire. Realized that, pulled back. Sherman redeployed. Is there a Pack 43 in this region? There is not. Okay. Want to make sure something else was recruits. The armor could push this way. Panther is an issue with the Pack 40. They could use the Firefly, which is back here, getting repairs. Hit it from the angle away from the Pack 40. Try to divert it. Sherman being hip all over. Command Panther might put an end to it. Well, something did. Panther going in for another dive. AVRE step back on the field. Again, they need a bazooka team would be good, but again, you just can't keep shit alive. Where is that Sherman that you had? Or I guess it died. Great. Oh my god, artillery fire hitting the half track. No! The Vet 5 half track has been destroyed. I guarantee you there's someone in Allied Command like shouting, yes, we got him. Although the Vet 5 Kubel is still there, so, you know. Maybe that's the tail that the Axis will win. As soon as they got the Vet 5 Kubel, the Allies like, damn it, what are we supposed to do? Airstrikes being called in from the Fallschirmjäger commander. Again, the air support is really good against infantry and armor alike, keeping the area under their control and also reinforcing Fallschirmjägers in the vicinity, which none of them are because they're back at base healing. There's a Jackson going behind enemy lines, but again, you might kill the Panther. You might. That's a big if. And you're not even penning. Yeah, you might want to activate that ability to pen. That might help. Nope, he's going to pull back. Pack 40 will be positioned to hold that back, plus the MG hold back infantry. Should be fine there. We have, again, Soviet and British forces going in mid. AVRE, though, taking a pounding. Missed the Command Panther, which pulls out. Kubel on the front for some damn reason. Dodges the shot like a boss. So same thing with the Su-85. Frederick not doing all that well with the amount of infantry he has on the field compared to Petty. But, yeah, he still has some good units. He's still been doing some decent moves overall. Fallschirmjäger's going back in, about to meet those, oh god, the guard troops with the DPs. Yeah, that AT gun screwed. Yeah, why are you pulling back these guys, but you won't pull back the AT? Oh, now he pulls it back. Too little, too late. God damn. Alright, Fallschirmjägers are rushing on in. They have Valiant Assault. I want to say it's Valiant Assault. Yep. They will do extra damage. Again, throw a grenade maybe, or call an airstrike. Doesn't have the munitions for it, though. Artillery is coming in. Oh, it was a combined effort. Fallschirmjägers will survive, though, and make it back to base with only a couple casualties. Again, they're down, but why is usefulness not capturing this territory? Like, seriously, usefulness. I am utterly shocked you can't even grab that piece of territory. And I know you've lost your Calliope and you had to get a new one because it... Oh, damn, there goes the ambulance. Simply because of the fact that, well, this only Vet 2. Where's the Vet 3 one? Oh, right, it died. Jackson managed to push back the Jagdpanzer. You still have all these tank destroyers over here, along with the Centaur for anti-air. Help shoot down those planes that keep coming in for strafes. But yeah, right now it was neck and neck, and unfortunately the Allies just fell apart. And I honestly think it is usefulness. It's one of those things where he really needs to help his side, and he's just not doing it. He's not capturing anything on his side. The Brits, even after severe casualties, have captured their fuel and star back. And now they're trying to also help mid. Like, they're spread themselves pretty damn thin. Good grenade. Managed to push back some troops there. Also, this is probably dead. How is that not dead? Light artillery barrage, though, probably going to kill the Rangers. And the British infantry if they stay there. Damn. It's hitting it. Yep, they're hitting all over. Oh, my God. Please. One last salvo. Oh, so lucky he got out of there alive. Again, try to capture a point with one unit so that way you don't lose everything. It's one of those things that people kind of forget. We have a Brumbar firing long range against the infantry, getting a great shot on both units because they're so close together. Oh, they stopped it from capping it. Oh, damn. He's trying to get back in. Oh, he loses the unit. Again, Calliope does get a great shot. Kills the 50 cal in the Verkenwerfer, stopping Petty. Petty, though, has a lot of Fallschirmjägers. Not much else. Only Fallschirmjäger. Oh, God. I can't believe he said the King Tiger sucks. I mean, he's doing well, but to also be fair, if he got himself a bulldozer and just, you know, used explosive rounds or got it 50 cal or something like that, like essentially just kept the infantry at bay and slowly tore them apart, he could have took back this side. He absolutely could have. You just need to deal with the blobs pushing them back and then push after that with something. but he hasn't done that. He just focuses on artillery fire, which is done well, but maybe not as well as he hoped. AVRE, as I said, is done damn well too. It's just unfortunately those long-range shots with AT is just really putting a damper on how effective it could have been. Also, once again, Fallschirmjäger's coming on in. Mass Panzerfaust inbound. Yippee-ki-yay, yay. Oh my god, luckily Centaur coming in to save the day. Holy shit, it's rapid firing that shit. Easily shredding him, pushing him back. I also like how he has 2 waves now. First wave did okay, second wave not taking the point. Now the Command Panther and the Jagdpanzer are pushing on in. We still have a couple tank destroyers, but otherwise it's pretty much open for mid. If they kill it, it's not looking good. What a game. So, I mean, I agree. I mean, your artillery's done wonders to counteract the allied artillery. Direct strike is something on this map you need. On this map, you absolutely need a direct strike. Nice kill of the Firefly. Again, now all the British stuff is being knocked out, and I want to say that's going to be GG. Yeah, it's pathfinding. You need to pull back, man. You need to pull back. Calliope firing close range, but alas, missing some of the Fallschirmjägers. Gets one at the very least, so that's good. The other one is still ahead of it. Could fire Panzerfaust. Does. AVRE has been decrewed and killed. Su-85 coming on in. They do manage to kill a Jagdpanzer, but the allies are losing way too much. It's way too much. And yeah, that was a good one. Killing the Su-85, and overall, like, the allies are pretty much like died. Like I'm like, the constant artillery has just been their downfall. And someone sent it to Greyshot Productions. I love how I misspelled my name, but hey, thanks for the call out. That's hilarious. Just for the pioneers jerking off next to the Kuhl, I will put this up on my channel. But overall, good game. Also, I love it. It's very close to being 117. That'd be great. But yeah, if I had to say like what happened and like what like the positives and negatives, also I'm gonna say I think it's one of these guys who submitted it. I know that for a fact. I think someone on the German side said it. I think it might be Petty, but I'm not entirely sure. I'm not entirely sure. A little bit cocky. Fallschirmjäger blob. In the beginning, it effed you up because the Calliopes were on point. Then the King Tiger came in and turned the tide and smashed usefulness. Once the King Tiger died because of all the tank destroyers, you kept saying infantry did well, but overall, I just felt he wasn't paying attention to you. I really don't. I don't know what the hell usefulness was doing. He just wasn't guarding this side. What are you doing, man? The British did pretty well, but they're also overextended, which is why when they lost the South, I understood. They were just being pulled apart. The Soviets did well in mid, but even they could only take so much. The Panther dives were pretty dumb to an extent because, and let me be very clear about this. They were dumb because you never got out. You always charged and it would either die and maybe kill one. You always want to make sure you go in, hit it, and get the fuck out. And also it was dumb because you had this open area. You literally could go all the way around and just go in out on the front line rather than going literally in the middle of British territory, which they had tons of AT guns stuff like that to kill you, or mid. It's one of those things where there was better opportunities to dive. It's like, for example, it's like going in for a raid when it's like, okay, we need to kill these German guys. Let's go all the way through Italy, or we could just in this hypothetical situation be in Germany and launch it that way. It's one of those things where it's like there's a quicker way to do that raid from that line. But in any case, overall, Axis did pretty well. The artillery pieces by Salman were on point. They helped annihilate a lot of the Allied artillery and constantly push them back, more so than a lot of the raids did. So really good job at killing them, because again, 41 kills respectively, 4 vehicles destroyed, and then this other one with 23 kills, another vehicle destroyed. Really good job. DPs were good counter, like good heavy infantry, but again, Fallschirmjäger is probably the best infantry in the game in terms of like doing a lot of damage, though it was very costly. Let me be very clear about that. I think he lost a ton of Fallschirmjägers. Yep, he deployed 14, lost 7. So yeah, that's a hell of a lot of Fallschirmjägers to lose. But did quite a bit. Overall kills definitely goes to Frederick, though. And if I had to say what? Hold on, let me pull it up. Frederick. Well, was it Obusadon related? No. Oh, 35 kills. Maybe it was. You definitely had a lot of good infantry, and your half-track was damn good. Obusadon killed 66 units. Half-track, I would say, also was a good killer. Your Panthers got a couple good shots in. Also, Stuka for a time did it until it got hit. You did lose quite a bit of men, but you did have a Vet 5 Kubel, which easily puts you as #1 in my book. So really good job there. Salmon, 104,000 damage. So again, really good on damage. On the Allied team, Parkins did really well, though again, definitely a lot of losses where I think you maybe overextended a bit too much. Let's see. Grevin did really well with damage, again, DPs. Usefulness got a lot of kills, and again, I'm not discounting his Calliopes. If we go and see how many he got, he definitely was really fucking good with those Calliopes. Hold on, 121 kills. So yeah, they did a damn good job. I don't think he used that many. I could be wrong. Oh, he deployed 7. So yeah, he did actually use quite a few. But that's still a lot of kills. The counterpoint was you couldn't hold your side. You need to still play on your side. That's the problem. You need to actually do damage. Jackson's did fine, but like I said, you need the infantry killers that were actually stable and holding a front. At no point in the second half did I feel like Petty was ever like in a situation where he would lose this entire side. Almost never thought of it. But anyway, you were doing damage to him. You were definitely killing him with his manpower because he only went Fallschirmjäger. So eventually that will kill you. You can't just go heavy infantry. You will die. But in this case, he went it, and because you didn't have anything like to slowly whittle him down, yeah, of course he did better. Like, of course he won. But yeah, that's game. What do you guys think? Leave it down in the comments down below. I think this is an example of taking the wrong lesson from this. I don't think going only heavy infantry is what you need. You need to have something always contending against the enemy, because when you don't, the enemy's just going to run rampant and then cause mischief to your allies. So make sure you always have something to protect your allies in your front. But anyway, that's going to be it. Thanks for watching. Make sure if you want to support me, hit that like, subscribe button. But it's been Greyshot17. I'll see all of you next time. Hello everyone, this is Greyshot. Before I go, I want to give a special shout out to Patreon supporters Josh, Milam, Joey G240, Just Thomas Plays, Spartycus, Rifle, JrChicklis, Pyroshark, Ion, Ollie, Ace, GTA, and Jacob Osweight. Thank you all for your incredible support. This has been Greyshot17 and his amazing patrons, and I'll see you all next time.